Welcome to the epic tale of Wells Fargo Bank trying to screw me over. Anyway, here we go. So on the day of August 1st, 2017, I got a knock on my door from the local sheriff's office saying, "Hey, here's this thing here, this affidavit here, saying Wells Fargo Bank is trying to sue you, saying that you did not pay them a loan." Oh, I'm so freaking shocked. Why, you ask? Because I do not have a loan with Wells Fargo Bank. Enter epic tale. So, I read this affidavit that the sheriff's office had dropped off to my house on the day of August 1st, 2017. Paragraph 8. Defendants have failed to pay the monthly installments of the mortgage when due. Paragraph 9. Defendants owe plaintiff and principal sum of $204,926.17, together with interest of $156,016.96, and interest after September 13th, 2015, occurring at the rate of $54.75 per day. And it goes on and on by breaking everything down, giving you each and every single category breakdown of what's owed. And I'm still confused because, like I said, I do not owe anything to Wells Fargo's bank. And when I continue and further read this, I realize something more epic. Upon further reading into this affidavit that the sheriff's office so kindly left me, I was able to determine that Wells Fargo Bank is currently after a loan that was allegedly taken out against my property in late 2006. I did not acquire this property until late 2009. In my state, you have to have a real estate attorney in order to acquire real estate property. They have to do their due diligence and figure out whichever liens are taken out against your property and pay those off before you can actually acquire the property, which I did. I did that. They took out title insurance. I should be straight. Why is it 2019 and this is still a problem for me? This problem started for me, or I was made aware of this problem in 2017. Apparently, the courts, it's been going through the courts since 2015, and I was lumped in 2 years later in 2017 because there's a problem with my property and the property next door to mine. I still don't know how it's 13 years after this loan was originally taken out and it hasn't been taken care of yet. And I further don't understand how I could own the property for, at the time, 8 years, and then something like this is coming up out of the blue. What was I supposed to do? What the Fargo? So I called my original lawyer, who hooked me up with another lawyer. And for some reason, he was unattentive. Here's an email. Please let me know what happened at mediation. I provided information to the mediator last week. He did not show up to my first mediation meeting with him, or with the mediator. He did not show up with me. Why? I don't know at all. To which I responded, they said it wasn't much they can do. I came and signed then. They said to leave because you weren't there. Currently rescheduled for the 18th of October at 9 a.m. To which you replied, I apologize. I was not aware that they were going to reschedule. The mediator could have told me that last week when I reached out to him. To which I replied, but you already knew that you wouldn't be there. I noted to you that there was no added value of my attendance, especially without your presence. They already had a letter drawn up that read the new date. I didn't have to take off work and be told to come back and possibly have the same thing occur on the next occasion. His following correspondence read, good news. I'm thinking, hey, good news. Is this whole thing over? Nope. His thing read, "Good news, you do not have to attend mediation." That's not terrible news, but for me, it is not good news. Because I replied to him, "Hey, listen, I don't have to be there according to the mediator, but I want to be there because I want to ask you some questions to your face." To which he didn't answer. Another lawyer standing by had to answer the questions I was asking him. So all of that stuff happened between August and December now of 2017. Now that we are in January of 2018 of the story, I asked any updates from the meeting on Wednesday, a mediation meeting to which he went. To which he replied on January 5th, 2018, "Nothing. The parties are going to move forward with motion practice and try and dismiss the case. Mediation is over. Mediation has been over since January 5th, 2018. April 24th, 2018. Further correspondence from my lawyer to myself. I have enclosed our answer to the complaint. Do you have any questions? Yes, in fact, I do have questions. What is the next step? After they receive this certified letter notarized saying, hey, these are the answers to the questions, what's going to happen after that? Within 3 to 6 months, my lawyer said, within 3 to 6 months, this whole thing should be over. So 3 months, 4 months later, hey, are there any updates on my property? His reply, nothing, waiting on the answers to the questions that I sent them. And this is August 8th, 2018, after April, August. And then I had to reply back in November 15, 2018. I suppose we aren't going to hear anything until next year sometime. Any ideas how long it's going to be or what the next steps are? His response, sorry, this is not moving quickly. The next step is for us to take the deposition of a bank rep. So this will not be resolved until next year sometime. I can't believe that I have to be the one to continue to making the updates or asking for updates about what's going on. I'm asking them what's the next step, what's the timeline, blah, blah, blah. What's going to happen if they don't reply? And I always have to be the one to initiate the what's going to happen next. Like, it's taking way too long in my opinion. I don't know what's going on with the courts or how it works, but I do know that this is taking too long for him to always say that it's clearly not involving my property, but for it to continue taking this long. And my full complaint for that November 15th email was, I suppose we aren't going to hear anything until next year sometime. Any ideas or estimates as to how much longer, or insight into how the bank may be drawing this out any longer? I personally just want to be out from under the situation, as the bank is still sending people by the house to obtain pictures for the condition reports on the property. Now, I sent this to let him know just how stressed I am about the situation and how much duress it was putting me under. And then I followed up to my original lawyer who hired this lawyer about what was going on, and basically gave him the same sentiments. And this was on December 18th, 2018. So I sent to my original lawyer the reiterated the same sentiment. I'm just trying to leave my neighborhood and possibly the state. My house of late has been riddled with crime, and I can't move because of the claim Wells Fargo has against my property. They need to either prove their claim, take my property and let me move on, or let me keep my property and I can sell it and move on. Either way, I really just want to move on. By this time, mediation is done and I am over this. I have no clue what needs to be done, but I can't be held captive to this house anymore. I am not sure what's going on that's keeping this case from moving on. I was told back in May that the bank has zero evidence and everything would resolve within an estimated 3 to 6 months, yet nothing has materialized. May I please have someone look back into this matter, as it is a source of great stress and anxiety. Patience for this has reached zero. To which the Lawyers replied, "Thank you for your recent email about your desire to sell your property. We are in the process of receiving an update about the status of the matter from the attorney, but we understand your desire to sell. As soon as we receive an update, then we will call you to work out a resolution so that you can proceed with your plans." And this is December 19th, 2018. So what resolution did they come up with? Now, back to my air quotes trial lawyer. After sending him an email asking him if we were going to be doing the questioning, if we had that scheduled for the deposition, said we are looking at dates in March, but trying to coordinate the schedule of 4 attorneys is proving difficult. That would be a good excuse if he tried to if he even tried to set up a meeting a year ago, once he said that mediation was over and he was expecting to dismiss me from this case. All good faith he has is gone if it's February this year now, 2019, and he's just trying to set up this meeting. Anyway, he said, "I expect that once we do the questioning, that I will file a motion to dismiss you from this case, February 13, 2019. The deposition was eventually scheduled for May 1st, 2019. The follow-up to that was I emailed him 2 weeks later saying, "Hey, listen, did you have..." Yeah, so the follow-up email said, "Did you have any new information? It's been coming on a year since you realized that they have no evidence against my property. Is there any way we can ask the state to drop the part of the claim based on that information?" Here I have correspondence from my lawyer. Post deposition, I followed up with him 2 weeks later and said, "Do we have any information or communication back from the Superior Court?" Thinking that he was going to contact the Superior Court and that's going to drop the case after the deposition. And this was 2 weeks after the deposition. On May 16th, he replied, "I mailed you yesterday the deposition of the Wells Fargo bank guy. And as I noted before, there is no basis for the mortgage to cover your property." And that email read, "I have enclosed a full copy of the deposition of the representative of Wells Fargo Bank without the exhibits. It is clear that there is no basis for the mortgage to attach to your property. We have follow-up discovery from Wells Fargo Bank. They have 30 days to respond. 30 days post May 15, 2019. Or really, I'm assuming May 1st because that's when the deposition occurred. I would expect to be in a position to file a motion summary judgment by the end of next month. The end of next month, May, June, the end of June. Following a Wells Fargo Bank to allowing for Wells Fargo Bank to respond to the discovery. Let me know if you have any questions." Here's my question, my main question. We have one more day left in July. Why are we talking about from the end of June to the end of July? And I haven't had any correspondence post this letter right here. This is what this lawyer does. Like, I have to follow up with him. I'm just sick and tired of it. And then I have to go above his head to go to my original lawyer, the one who's paying him. And I'm just so tired of it. I'm tired of everything. And I just want this property to be out of my name. And so I can go ahead and move on with my life. This is what I've been saying from the beginning. And it's just stressing me out so much. And this is the current end to the Wells Fargo Bank dispute. I wish that it can come to an end tomorrow. That's not likely to happen, but I don't know.